Well, welcome everyone to your 10 Healthy Lifestyle Call tonight with your host. This is the one, Pat Lowe from Greensboro, North Carolina, our leader, Cheryl Church from Halifax, Virginia, along with your North Carolina, Virginia team. We are here to welcome you to the call. So welcome everybody. Tonight we will be featuring the Melissa Honeybee's team, who is helping us out on the call tonight, some of her team leaders. So we're going to go ahead and get the call started. But first up tonight is Cheryl Church, our leader from Halifax, Virginia, and she's going to do a company overview for us. Cheryl, are you out there? If so, please take it away.
Yes, Pat. Can you hear me?
I can, dear. Go ahead. You're loud and clear.
Right. Well, what I want to say is Team Effort Network. We have Mel and Amy Gill, which entered into the direct selling industry in 1989 and was founded Team Effort International, LLC, in 2002. They actually is a privately held, debt-free company with global offices in all over Northern California, USA. Now, Mel and Amy has just celebrated 21 years of full-time success in the direct sales industry. And what they have brought to the market for us is the fifth generation of nutrition. And this was actually just launched February the 8th of 2014. They have made a commitment, the company stated, with a mission and cause that mirrors that slogan, commitment to make a difference in so many people's lives. So the products, the CEO, the compensation plan, and everything the Team Effort Network has brought to us is a phenomenal opportunity. So back to you, Pat.
Thanks so much, Cheryl. As always, we love hearing about this great company that we're involved with these wonderful products and all the great stories we're hearing every day about what the products are doing in people's lives. Next up tonight, we're going to get a product review from our Miss Sherry Reed, all the way from Thomasville, North Carolina. Sherry, are you out there? If you will, dear, go ahead and give us a product review.
I'm here, Pat.
Oh, great, Sherry. Just go ahead, dear, and take it away.
Thank you very much. 10 products have the best delivery system out there. Their intra-oral method of absorption used in the oral spray vitamins have been shown to be up to 98% effective, whereas the physician's desk reference shows that the vitamins and minerals in pill form are only absorbed by the body 10 to 15%. Super 10 is a powerful blend of 10 superfoods, antioxidants, minerals, nutrients for optimum health, a perfect formula for some of the world's most beneficial health and wellness ingredients to help enhance vitality, immunity, and mental clarity, and it helps you feel like the perfect 10. The ingredients include aloe vera, maki berry, goji berry, acai berry, and green tea extract. It's a powerful antioxidant blend, and all of our bodies need these antioxidants. B Boost is our next product, and it contains 3 B vitamins, vitamin B3, vitamin B6, and vitamin B12. The B vitamins are essential for growth, development, and a variety of other bodily functions. They play a major role in the activities of enzymes, proteins that regulate chemical reactions in the body, which are important in turning food into energy and other needed substances. Without proper B vitamins in our system, you could have digestive issues, anxiety, dermatitis, and there are several people actually being misdiagnosed with illnesses and treated for them when simple levels of vitamin B boost could level their imbalances. Our next one is D-Power, and this is often called the sunshine vitamin. It's our D3 spray, and it's actually not a vitamin, but it's rather a hormone produced by the body when stimulated by sunlight. For various reasons, most people are no longer...
Oh, Angel,
who's
why now?
are no longer able to produce the necessary amount of this vitamin. These reasons include geographical living areas, where there's often little sunlight available, using sunscreen of products of 30 or more, fewer fresh foods consumed that would naturally provide D, certain medical conditions that deplete the vitamins with use of pharmaceuticals, and among many other factors. And honestly, if you live above the Georgia line, Georgia-Florida border, you probably are D deficient because we don't get enough sunshine from there up. The problem is that most of us are not spending enough time in the sun for our bodies to produce vitamin D, and our foods do not provide what we need. So vitamin D promotes healthy bones largely by promoting the absorption of calcium. It also is a blockbuster for fighting 17 cancers. And next we have our weight loss spray, Slim by 10. And we have so many guys and girls out there popping up. This Slim spray is amazing. It's got 5 breakthrough weight loss management products or ingredients: green coffee extract, African mango, Garcinia cambogia, green tea extract, Caralluma fimbriata. Slim by 10 spray is a revolutionary way to curb your appetite, block the fat, and support a healthy metabolism. And our last but not least, Cell Energy. It's a powerful combo of ingredients: glutathione, which is the mother of all antioxidants. It's the most important molecule you need to stay healthy and to prevent disease. Resveratrol, and that helps the body undo a lot of damage caused by aging, especially at the level of the DNA. In other words, it helps to prevent disease. Alpha-lipoic acid, naturally occurring fatty acid that can be found inside of every cell of our body, and there it plays a crucial role in the energy production. And natural caffeine we have as an energy booster, and it's about as much caffeine as a quarter cup of coffee would give you. Cell Energy's combination of ingredients will play a critical role in protecting cells from oxidative stress and maintaining the immune system. It's a secret to preventing aging, cancer, heart disease, dementia, and it's necessary to treat everything from autism to Alzheimer's disease. There are it was 89,000, but I read the other day it's 96,000 medical articles written about glutathione, and your doctor doesn't even know how to address the epidemic deficiency of this critical life-giving molecule. But guess what? 10 does. So, Pat, back to you.
Absolutely, Sherry. Thank you so much for that great product preview. That's wonderful. And I tell you what, we've learned some great information about the 10 sprays. Sherry, I hear you have quite the story yourself with your weight loss. Did I hear you're up to 55 pounds that you've lost?
I have, yes. It's April 19th. Yes, ma'am.
Woo-hoo!
The scale has slowed down, and I'm having a hard time getting used to that because it was going down so fast, but I can tell you the inches are still melting off. Every day I get in something smaller that I couldn't wear the week before, so I am very, very, very happy and excited.
We don't care what those scales say, isn't that right, Sherry, as long as you're getting more clothes. Hey, that works for me, absolutely. Thank you, sweetheart. And I hear Dave, your husband, done quite well as well with his weight loss. So they're marvelous stories, and it's just wonderful. So thanks for sharing, hon. Great job as always. Now that we've learned about the 10 sprays, let's find out how the 10 sprays can enhance your health. I tell you what, there's no greater gift that you can even give yourself than the gift of health. So if you get healthy, it's just amazing what you can do with your health. I feel so much better. I've got a little extra pep in my step that I really didn't even have up until November of last year. So I tell you what, it's truly amazing. Let's talk to Melissa Honeybee, who's worked in the medical field for over 27 years. Melissa and I will be discussing tonight a very common, I know it's very common, migraine headaches. Melissa, if you're out there, what is a migraine headache?
Hey, Pat, migraine headache is actually, a headache that can cause nausea, vomiting, sensitivity to light, throbbing pain, and it usually is on one side of the brain.
Wow.
Migraine. Also, let me tell you what that is. It's a sympathetic nervous system issue. And what happens is, of course, it does have the nausea, but what really also is a good sign is it gives your stomach like an empty feeling. Your intestines start aching. It stops absorption of food. Your
absorption system. I'm just going to give you a hint. Your bees stop working, and your decrease of circulation is what's happening. So that means your hands can get cold, your feet can get cold, and also sensitivity to light and sound. So that's what migraines are, and that's a couple of things that set them off.
Wow, Melissa, well, what are some of the triggers that can cause a migraine?
You know, Kat, this is what's so crazy is a lot of things can cause a migraine, such as someone having a simple allergy or even an allergy reaction. Bright lights, loud noises, different odors, even perfumes. It can also cause issues such as physical or emotional stress. A lot of people have issues with their sleeping patterns, or I would say irregular sleep. Another thing that may cause the migraines is smoke or being exposed to smoke, maybe around a campfire or around the fireplace. Another thing, I hate to say, it's predominantly more in women, and it could happen around their menstrual cycle. Also, another thing is alcohol, birth control pills. So that's a few things that can trigger that, including, of course, we know different types of foods, including red wine, fish, cheese. I would just say mostly with items that have GMOs in it, or even, believe it or not, meat products or fruit. So that's a huge, widespread, of different things that can trigger it. So it can affect anybody, believe it or not.
Well, it sounds like a lot of people with migraines have to really watch their diet and what they eat. I know over-processed foods is another cause for migraines as well, like you were stating, processed meats and things of that sort, your aged cheeses and of course, your wine, the red wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, what about drugs? Can drugs trigger migraines? And if
they
so, what are these drugs? The drugs.
Well, let me tell you, this is what's kind of I'm going to just say it's kind of scary. 98% of people who suffer from migraines, usually the pharmaceutical medications do trigger a migraine. So we didn't even cover that just a minute ago. But I'll just name maybe the symptoms of the drugs. I'm not going to name the drugs themselves. So those who take maybe depression medication, anxiety disorder medication, chronic fatigue, asthma, and I'll go as simple as fibromyalgia. Anyone that takes medication like that, that's normally a migraine trigger.
Wow. That is huge. Okay. Okay, so with our sprays, let's talk about our sprays and which sprays are beneficial for migraines, Melissa.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit more deep. I'm going to let you know, we just heard from the beautiful Sherry Reed from North Carolina. She told us that our 10 sprays are intraoral. Mm-hmm. And that's what's so important if you have a migraine. Why? Because timing is important. If you're having a throbbing migraine, you may be driving, you may be watching children, you need immediate help. How are you going to get that? 10 intraoral sprays, 98% absorption. That's the key for instant health benefits. So we know if a migraine is triggered, just as we heard earlier, just by maybe cigarette smoke, you walk by someone and it triggers it. You want immediate relief to stop that from going into a full-blown migraine. You want to know what also can help? Our B Boost, due to the fact that it has B6. And B6 has a chemical in it, a natural chemical, that responds in the neurotransmitters, that means the brain chemicals, and it activates the serotonin, and it stops the migraine from occurring and contracting. So it stops that throbbing mechanism. So it takes a migraine out of its attack pattern. What's so great about this is, as we already know, B is great for the brain, the nervous system, the absorption, the digestive system. So we know one of the symptoms we've talked about is you're not able to absorb food. That's part of the problem with the triggers of migraines. Well, guess what? B12 is in that, so it helps with the absorption. It also helps with the nervous system. So our B Boost is covering not just migraines, but it's covering all the symptoms of why you get a migraine. So if we continue to use our B-Boost, I would pretty much say that you don't have to worry about getting migraines as often or even as little any longer due to the fact that it's phenomenal pain.
Do you have a regimen on that? And also, is it the B-Boost and the D-Power?
Well, this is what's amazing. If we listen to Miss Sherry, I will tell you, I recommend D-Power to everyone because D is in every organ and it's in every tissue. Right. And we know that our brain is an organ, and it's surrounded by tissue. So everyone should be on D. So I always recommend D, which is our D-Power, B, which is our B-Boost, and I also recommend Super 10 due to the fact that we know it's an anti-inflammatory. It's going to help with throbbing. There's a few other things. There is a tiny bit of green tea in that, so it depends on how severe your migraine is. But if it isn't, I would be Super 10 in it as well because we want to go ahead and protect all areas. So, and to be honest, if you got a migraine, I would probably be doing 5 sprays of D, 8 sprays of Boost, and 8 sprays of Super 10, and you're on a great regimen to get rid of that migraine. Hopefully, right when it starts triggering, so you can wipe it out.
Oh, wow. That's just totally awesome. Well, I have a friend, Gail, who you know, and she called me today, and she was having severe migraine, and she asked me if she could overdose on the sprays. And I said, no, you know, the sprays are really going to help you. So I recommended the sprays and what to do today. So, wow, that's thanks so much. Okay, here are past facts for migraines. Tonight in the U.S., more than 37 million people suffer from migraines. Some migraine studies estimate that 13% of adults in the U.S. population have migraines, and 2.3 million migraine sufferers are chronic. Almost 5 million in the U.S. experience at least one migraine attack per month, while more than 11 million people blame migraines for causing moderate to severe disability. Women, 18% of women compared to 6% of men have migraines. People between the ages of 35 and 55 have migraines. That's your age group. Lowest income groups also in Caucasian people. So because migraines strike during the most productive working years of sufferers, the pain takes a financial toll. The World Health Organization disability rating for migraine ranks migraine as the 19th most common reason for disability. Wow, that one really surprised me. Migraine sufferers are used the amount of prescription drugs and visit doctors and emergency rooms twice as often as those that don't have the disorder. So one study estimates the loss of productivity in the U.S. is to be between $5.6 billion to $17.2 billion per year because of missed work. The average migraine sufferer misses 2 days of work per year. Some who suffer from persistent migraines work during the migraine attack, which they say lowers the productivity of the person. It's estimated that migraines are the reason for 36 million days of bed rest plus 21.5 million days of restricted activity. Wow, wow, wow. That's really huge, isn't it, Melissa? Those are some large numbers. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, team, we're going to tell you, be sure to add the 10 sprays to your daily regimen because we know that these sprays work. How do we know this? I want you to listen to the up-and-coming testimonials that we have for you tonight. Miss Effie, are you out there? If you are, please tell us where you're from and what the 10 sprays have done for you.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can, Effie. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and giving your testimonial.
Okay, well, first of all, my name is Effie, and I am from Richmond, California. As most of you probably know, that it's near the San Francisco Bay Area. Well, first of all, I'm 77 years young, and I've always been interested in homeopathic and natural things to take to keep healthy, and I've been healthy most of my life. So let me tell you what happened to me the first of the year. I had a very bad respiratory infection, and the cough just wouldn't go away. It was like from January, February, March, April. It finally stopped, but after it stopped, I had wheezing at nighttime. It sounded like it was a little person inside of me going, oh. I guess most people can relate to that have had maybe asthma or something, but I was thinking, oh, God, please don't let me get asthma. Well, anyway, after doing the sprays for only just 1 week, the wheezing stopped. And I was really excited about that. And next, what has happened with me is I'm losing weight. And that was what really motivated me to get into the 10 sprays. Was when I heard that you could lose weight from just spraying vitamins in your mouth. So after 2 weeks of being on the sprays, I had put on a pair of pants that a month earlier I couldn't even button or zip. And I put them on, and they buttoned with very little effort. And and then same thing with another pair of pants that I had in my drawer for like 2 years. Summer pants, you know how little cute pants are. You want to look cute, during the summer. So for 2 years, they were stuck in the drawer. And I just decided last week to pull them out and put them on. Wow, they zipped and buttoned with no problem either. And I was really, really excited about that. And the last thing that I had, like 2 years ago, I came down with a very bad episode of vertigo and had to go to the hospital for a whole week. I couldn't come home and stay by myself because I live alone. So I went to stay with my son for 6 weeks until my balancing was better and I was able to come home. But after coming home and returning back to work, because I was employed at the time, which I did retire a year ago in March. But what happened was I couldn't sleep the way I normally would sleep. I had to always sleep lying on my right side or on my stomach with my head looking toward the left. So after being on the sprays, would you believe just last week, I thought, let me try sleeping laying on my left side. I did, and I didn't get dizzy. The room didn't start spinning again. I just want to say I am so grateful for the sprays because they really have changed my life. And I want to thank Shirley Baker, who shared these sprays with me. And that's my testimony for today.
Thank you, Effie, so much. What a lovely testimonial. And I know you were strutting your stuff in those little pants that you couldn't get into that you now can get into. So you just go ahead and go on strutting. All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. Okay. Cheryl Church, are you out there? Would you like to give a testimony about the 10 sprays and what they've done for you?
Absolutely, Pat. Can you hear me?
I can, dear. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, the testimony that I want to give tonight is not exactly for my body, but it's for my mother's. I've actually had my mama on the B and the D and the Super 10 now for about 60 days and making sure that she takes them every day. I asked her, does she take them every day? And then with the wonderful help with Melissa Honeybee, she told me more about the D and all that, so I actually increased Mama's D. And Mama has neuropathy in her feet from being a diabetic, and she's not able to hold her balance. But since she's been taking more of the D, she's actually able now to move around from room to room without using her little walker and, being able to walk on her own and feel like she has more balance. So my mother has always been into nutrition with me, and always kind of followed my lead. And she said today, she said, I believe this is the best stuff that you've ever found.
Oh, fantastic, Cheryl. And didn't she have just a little bit of the starts of the dementia as well? I think you told me that.
Yes.
And you
does. And I have started her on the cell energy. Do what?
And you're seeing a difference there as well?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh.
And I also see a difference in her face and her actions, and, she doesn't seem to be as sad looking sometimes. She seems to have more energy. Actually, she was at the kitchen sink, piddling with a few dishes today, which kind of shocked me. But, I'm seeing a huge difference in her movement. So that's what's exciting to me.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl. And I tell you, I treasure those stories, especially about these mothers. My mother transitioned last Friday and went on to be with our wonderful Heavenly Father. And I tell you what, it was tough. So I know you will, Cheryl. You're a lot like me. Treasure those moments that you have with your mother because they are so very special. And I miss my mother a lot already, and she's only been gone a few days. But I know she's in a safer environment, and, of course, she's resting now. So thank you so much for sharing, and just keep on keeping on with your mom and just loving that mom of yours, and I know you will. Next up tonight, Shirley Baker, are you out there? If so, please share with us where you're from and what the tunes have done for you.
Okay, thank you. I'm in East Texas, and I'm 68 years young. But after a lifetime of, but all of my life, though, I've had a hormone and weight challenge. I can remember when I was about 10 years old, my mom taking me in for a basal metabolism test and laying on a table in a dark room with these clamps on my nose and this thing in my mouth that I had to breathe through with this tube. And being diagnosed as having low thyroid even at that young an age. Then later on, as they supposedly progressed with the blood test for thyroid, which a lot of us know is not always accurate. They don't count the right stuff. Then, I was taken off of it because I was told, oh, you're fine. But I still had all the problems, all the challenges. But I am so excited that Sherry has shared these products with me because I finally had breakthrough. And I've done it safely. I'm a 6-year cardiac event survivor, so I haven't been able to use most of the products that are out there now because so many of them are caffeine stacked and have other ingredients in them that would have my blood pressure actually spike to stroke level. But the 1st of June, Sherry shared her incredible weight loss story with me. We've been friends for a long time. This has been a journey for us for over 10 years, and we're encouraging each other. So when she had this breakthrough, it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I've got to pay attention and try it. So the 1st of June, actually on June 8th, I started using the Slim and the D, and I started to have really wonderful results. That the bloating in that started to leave. Didn't lose a lot of weight, but boy, did I start to lose inches. But I ran out of it like the first part of July. So I was probably about 10 days nursing that little bit that was in the bottom of the bottle by adding some purified water to it and spraying that something is better than nothing, right? And so, but then I started again on July 19th. I started on all 5 sprays. Cannot believe the difference it makes to use all 5 sprays. I've just been melting away. My husband laughed the other day because he goes, "Your pants are falling off of you. You're looking good." He says, "You're looking really good. You need a new picture." And excuse me. So it's really been incredible, the inch loss that I'm having. I want to also say thank you again to Sherry because not only is my body shrinking and reshaping, I get a little emotional here, but my blood pressure has dropped 50 points, and anxiety attacks I have been waking up with have stopped. And I was waking up with my blood pressure at stroke level and my heart racing with it irregularly, and very frightening experience. And since I've been using the Slim with probably about within a week or two, I have absolutely no signs of the anxiety attacks anymore. And I'm just so thankful for these life-changing products, and I'm just happy to be able to share it. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Shirley. Oh, my goodness, what a marvelous story. Now, you've just found yourself a whole new you, haven't you?
I really have. For years, I've said that there was a little person inside of me fighting to get out. And she's really, now she's not having to fight so much anymore. It's just happening because my body's becoming balanced. And I have friends that I tell, you've been looking for that magic pill. That's the problem. It's not in a pill. It's in a spray. And I'm just so thankful because it is almost like magic. It's just so life-changing for me that you can probably tell I get really emotional because I can remember as a child my father saying things to me that were very negative for self-image, and I was a sugar addict, and then even as a kid, I'm old enough that we had penny candy stores back then, and I can remember my mom saying, "Oh, well, so and so saw you coming out of the candy store again." But I know now that it wasn't my fault. It was a metabolic situation.
It was, absolutely, and I have suffered with that as well. So trust me, Shirley, I really do feel your pain. I had the hypothyroid, and I do feel your pain, dear. And I'm like you. I knew there was a little woman in there wanting to get out. Absolutely, and thank goodness for the sprays. Well, thank you. What a marvelous story, and we've enjoyed that so much. Thank you so very much. And you're going to see more and more of a new you because it really does put an extra pep in your step. That happened to me, too, because I had fibromyalgia. So I definitely understand what you've gone through. So thank you once again for stepping up tonight. And we, too, are so glad that Sherry shared with you these marvelous 10 sprays. Next up tonight is our guest speaker for the evening. She's going to give us some really great information, as she always does. The one and the only Miss Nikisha Bond, all the way from California. Share with us tonight, Miss Nikisha, I can't even get it out, how we can be positive.
Well, thank you, Ms. Lowe. This has been an amazing call. It is so heartwarming when you hear all these phenomenal testimonies about how people who just went out there, shared the products, and now it's able to change people's lives. It touches my heart. So thank you, everyone, for sharing your testimony on the line. So, like Pat said, I wanted to talk about being positive because a lot of people, they like to call me Coach Nikisha Bond because I do a lot of studying, a lot of reading, a lot of applications, and they want to know what are the steps. How can I be successful? Tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do. And the longer I'm in this business, one of the things that I learned from a lot of the successful leaders is that it's not about the how-to. I mean, we want it to be about the how-tos, right? Because it's a lot easier that way. But really, it's about being positive. It's about what are you saying about your business? So if maybe you're new on the line and you're like, oh, these sprays sound so exciting and all these leaders, they're so amazing, but I don't know if I can do it. What are you saying? Are you declaring victory or are you declaring defeat? Are you saying that you can do this? That this is something that you can actually accomplish? Or is this something that you feel like, I don't know if it's going to be for me? Or maybe you start to see some people and they're growing in their business, they're growing in their lives, and you're thinking, oh, well, yeah, it's easy for that person because of insert whatever excuse you want, but I can't do that. A lot of what goes on and a lot of the challenges that we have happen because of our outlook. And, people who are positive, they tend to attract more positive things in their life, and that's not a chance. That's actually just how the laws are designed. And so I love this quote by Mahatma Gandhi. It says, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. It all starts with your beliefs. And a lot of times, even if, let's say, you don't have the belief for it, well, what about the words? What are the things that are coming off? What are you saying about the things in your life that you want? I hear so many people, you tell them, they start talking about their dreams, they start to get excited, and then immediately their subconscious that's so used to being negative will come in and say, but I can't do this, and I don't have the money to do that, and I don't know how I'm going to do this, and well, yeah, sure, it cured her, but, it's not going to do that for me. I've been suffering with this for years. You have to watch the things that you say. And there's so many, and you have to watch the things that go on in your mind because there's so many things out there
Let me tell you something, guys. You can turn on the TV, you turn on the news everywhere that's just telling you about doom, gloom, and destruction. And so we tend to feed on that all the time, and then we wonder why we can't be positive about the things in our lives. So what can we do? At the end of the day, what am I talking about? What can we do? You know, one of the things that you can do if you're in this business is stay plugged in. These calls are so inspirational because every single day, every single, couple times a week, every single day early in the morning, you're hearing a testimony. You're hearing somebody achieving their goals. You're hearing somebody who's been dealing with something for a long time, and now all of a sudden they're feeling better about themselves. So these are just great ways to remember why you're doing this, why it's important that we go out there and share this message as a 10th phrase, because it really is changing people's lives. Get out there and support at the TTPs. This is kind of the same reason why we go to church, right? You go to church every single week so that you can be with like-minded people, that you guys can get renewed in your faith. And that's the same reason why we have our TTPs. And that, let's say, even if you don't have a guest, that you still go out there and you still support your local TTP, because it's a great way for you to be around people who have the same dreams and the same visions and the same goals. And that's going to help you to stay positive. A lot of people who come into this industry, they feel like, well, I can't do this, You hear people on the line and those speakers, oh, wow, they sound so eloquent, but I can't do that. One of the things you have to do in order to stay more positive is start to hone your skills. Learn about this industry. Work on the areas that you feel are holding you back. If you feel like you're afraid of public speaking, reach out to one of the leaders so that you can share your testimony. And I've heard people on the call, and the people who sound the most nervous and the most scared usually give the most phenomenal testimonies. I'll tell you why, because it's coming from a place where I'm so scared, I don't even know what to say, but I just have to share this message. Usually they come out and be one of the best testimonials that I hear. So, work on your skills. You can actually go places, too. If you're afraid of public speaking, they have things like Toastmasters. You can go to Chamber of Commerce meetings, and usually they give you a couple minutes to just get up there and say something about your business, say something about your product. These are all ways that you can start to enhance your skills and get better at what you do. Another thing you can do to be more positive are daily affirmations. We are so quick to say something negative. A lot of people say, oh, you hope for the best, but you think about the worst. No. Let's just think about the best, because let me tell you something. There have been times where I have worried and made myself sick worrying about something that never even happened. What was the point of that? That's such a waste of time. So why don't we be positive and say our daily affirmations of the things that we want in our life? Let's focus our minds on the things that we want out of life, and you'll start to see your whole mind, this whole universe, change and start to get in line with the things that you spend your time thinking about. You start thinking about death and destruction are going to come to you. You start thinking about hope and vitality and youth. Those things are going to happen to you. And then, like I said, don't worry. A lot of people spend a lot of time worrying about things that never even happen. And here's the thing about worrying that is so deceptive. First of all, you can worry about something that never happens, and that was a waste of time. Or you can worry about something that does happen, and that was still a waste of time, because you could have been spending time working on the solution. So, we are what we think about. We are the things that we say. And if you tend to be in a space where you always feel negative, you always feel down, make sure you're taking a check of what you're listening to, who you're watching on television, who are the people that you're associating with, because all of these factors keep us in the place that we're at. And if we're trying to go to a new level, sometimes we have to do things that we've never done to get things that we've never had. So I hope that this has encouraged somebody today to go out there and step out. If you are on the call, maybe this is your first time being on the call, and you're hearing all these people and how excited they are and all the testimonies, but then there's that voice inside your head that's saying, but. Say, but what if? But what if you still took a chance and you stepped out and you tried these products and you got to have results for yourself? What if you got out and took a chance, shared this product with 2 people, and I know Pat's going to have someone come on and tell us a little bit about this compensation plan, and all it takes is 2 people for you to really start building your network and maybe even creating a legacy for you and your family. So I hope this takes you from faith to action. Back to you, Pat Lowe.
Thank you so much, Miss Coach Nikki Chabon, and Coach you are. Thank you so much for those great words of encouragement. We greatly appreciate you and all that you do in our Tim family. So thank you so much. As always, fantastic, and we love you, gal. Thanks again. We'll talk to you real soon. Okay, next up tonight, we're going to have Mr. Rich Domina. It's going to tell us what is happening in 10. Rich, are you out there?
I'm here.
All right, dear. Just step up to the plate and tell us what we've got going on with this company.
Thank you, Pat. Okay, what's happening in 10? Next 10 University is on the East Coast, our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., Saturday, September 27th. You do not want to miss it. You have two options to book your room. Option 1, book online. 10 sent out an email on July 17th. You can click on the link, book your room. Option 2, call in anytime, 24 hours a day, 877-382-7299. Reference 10 Team Efforts. Contact person Laura Smith. Same phone number, 877-382-7299. Back to you, Pat.
I hear you're headed that way, Mr. Rich. I know you're headed out to D.C. with us, and we are going to have a great time. And that's so. I hear you guys are loading up.
We sure are. We're having a lot of success. Melissa G. Honeybee has done a fantastic job.
She certainly is doing a wonderful job. And by the way, that's Miss Melissa's sweet husband, Mr. Rich. Okay, dear, thanks again for the updates. That's always great to know. And we want to always keep everyone informed, as you know. So there is a call every morning, 11 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time, this Monday through Friday with Pastor Dale, Pastor Denise. Also Tuesday and Thursday night every week, 9 o'clock, Pat Lowe, Cheryl Church and your North Carolina, Virginia team. Also at 8 o'clock is Mr. T, Show Me the Money. And you don't want to forget our lovely Latino friends, Memo Saints, who does a call at 12:10 Monday through Sunday. Every day of the week they have a call as well. So just keep those in mind. Jump on these calls because that's where you're going to learn what all is going on. Next up, we do want to make sure that we tell you that we do not make any medical claims to treat, heal, cure, or prevent any diseases, but we can provide you with the people who will share their testimonies every Tuesday, Thursday night, and on all of the other calls about the products and how they have changed their lives. Do you have some quotes for us also, Rich, out there, and some closing thoughts?
Yep, hold on 1 second. I'll take my phone.
All righty.
All right, first one.
No problem.
Change is the heartbeat of growth. These 10 vitamin sprays are absolutely doing that daily. And second quote, be persistent and hang on to your vision. At the same time, be flexible. As we know, Mel and Amy had a vision, and they shared it with us. We are now seeing their vision and reaping the benefits with this fantastic company, 10.
Thank you so much. And tomorrow night, for all of our Danville, Virginia friends, there will be a TTP up in Danville, Virginia. Make sure that you reach out to the leaders up there or to myself, Cheryl Church, for the information on that. We would love to see you there in Danville, Virginia tomorrow night. Also, Miss Melissa, for her team, she is having, she has a get-together with her team every Monday night. So for her team members, as she always does it upright, she does a great job of cooking it up out there at her lovely home, her and Rich, and welcome a lot of people in. So thank you guys for sharing with all of us and having us in your lovely home. Next up tonight, I want to also thank everyone that was on the call tonight. Effie, Shirley, all the testimonials, our lovely leader, Miss Sherry and Melissa Honeybee, for all of her great input, our Rich Domina, Cheryl Church, and all of our lovely team members and 10 people for stepping up to the plate and helping us out with the call tonight. And that was Miss Melissa's team that did the call or helped us with the call. So thanks, Melissa, for the great help there. Special thanks to our lovely 10 family, which is our Mel and Amy Gill, for giving us this lovely opportunity, an opportunity of a lifetime with these 10 sprays that are life-changing sprays. Just one spray at a time, we're being able to change lives around the world. And another thing I want you to keep in mind, 10 family, we cannot share enough with you every time that we are on the calls the importance of taking back control of your health and getting your body back to being nutritionally sound. Prevention is the key to better health and what the 10 sprays are all about. Just remember, you can prevent disease a lot easier than you can cure disease. So what makes 10 products different and the sprays different? They are 98% absorption opposed to pills, which, like Sherry said earlier, is only 10 to 15%. So remember, 10 family, only you can choose to make a difference in changing people's lives by sharing 10. 10 will make a difference. All you have to do is share. Good night, everyone. We will see you back here Tuesday night on the call at 9 o'clock. And make sure that you invite, because you want to get all of your family and friends on these calls so that they can learn as well as you how to change your health with 10. Good night, everyone. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.